Mike Bowers and I'm Director of Photography for the Global Mail. I'm talking pictures this morning with cartoonist for the Sun Herald and the Sydney Morning Herald, Kathy Wilcox. A very warm welcome, mate.
Thanks, Mike. Good to be here.
Kathy, when it comes to the slipper, it seems the government's really put their foot in it. Dan Boermans has seen the whole Peter Slipper affair as sort of Cinderella, throwing the slipper out of the pumpkin.
If he'd been called Peter Smith, it would have just changed the whole shade of these cartoons, but nobody can resist some reference to a slipper. And I think if I could move on to what his religious friend was saying about there being many slippers, I think we can all imagine the array of slippers that there might be, from the checked dowdy old man one to the bright pink fluffy mule and everything. There's you know, for a man who likes to dress up, there we are. We've got the whole array.
All parked under the bed, so to speak. Julia Gillard's playing the Peter Slipper power pokey here. I'm coming around to you, Mr. Wilkie. Gambling is a terrible vice, she's saying. I wonder what the jackpot is on this particular machine, Kathy. Three tweets in a row.
I'm already disturbed by the fact that Slipper is there shirtless in that machine. And I don't want to know what the jackpot is.
Ding, 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 ding.
But I do also very much think the depiction of Wilkie has to be complimented by Nicholson. And I'd like to point out that Howard's eyebrows that went away for a number of years, John Howard's eyebrows are back.
They've been pulled out of the box.
And they got transplanted onto Wilkie's face, which is a good thing for all of us.
To the battlefield of another type, Julia has been travelling the world and visiting battlefields both in Asia and Gallipoli, and it just must be great to sort of get out of the terrible quagmire and into something sort of...
Well, she looks like she's in a bit of a quagmire here because her feet seem to disappear entirely into the grass.
Yeah.
But also I was thinking that she could well be kind of contemplating mortality in another sort of a sense, while she's staring at all these tombstones and, you know, facing defeat or...
electoral mortality.
Feating to face or something like that.
I just knew someone was going to have to bust out some sort of ghost digger, and Mark Knight has not disappointed. He's drawn on the Simpson and the Donkey.
It is the consummate cartoonist. Yeah. I personally have never managed to draw anything about Simpson's Donkey, but when you can combine Simpson's Donkey with you know, current political events and problems and stuff like that, it's a very professional cartoon.
Yeah. I pick her up, they patch her up and send her back out. I pick her up again, they patch her up, and on it goes. Julia gave the speech at the commemorative area at Gallipoli, and someone likened her to being dressed like Paddington Bear. Having done that particular ceremony, I can tell you it's so cold, I wouldn't care whether I look like the Michelin Man, quite frankly.
Yeah, I would have wanted a bit of his fur as well, and possibly his sandwich.
Yeah, and his sandwich as well. Yeah.
So I think good fashion choice there.
Yeah, absolutely, Julia. Looking
right
great.
With you.
Yeah. Kathy, it's always a great pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much for taking the time this morning.
Pleasure was mine, Mike. Back to you, Barry.